Hello everybody, this is TechNolli, and today we got the ultimate build. We've got a Ryzen 3950x. Beautiful. We've got an MSI MPG X570 Gaming Plus motherboard. We are going to put in this EVGA 750 watt power supply, which is modular. We've got our Radeon Vega 56. We've got a couple of 1 terabyte NVMe's, 32 gigs of RAM. We're going to water cool it. We've got right here a Fenby Wi-Fi Bluetooth card, all in this gorgeous case. Beautiful case, tempered glass. And we're going to do this one, guys. This should be a monster of a build. This is for a channel subscriber. Sent me all these parts, wanted me to build it for him. So we're going to put it together. We're going to Hackintosh it. And we'll see what the specs are like on this one. We'll test the benchmarks on it. Okay, let's get started with this one. Okay guys, let's get started with this motherboard. So we've got the MSI X570 Gaming Plus. Good looking board. Comes with, of course, some cables. And this is what I need. I need a shield. I'll go ahead and put this on for him. It's a heat sink. Ooh, it's got a badge. Big instruction book. So everything's in here. Okay, let's open it up. Let's take an up close look at this board. Yeah. You know, I like MSI. I don't have a problem with MSI. I know a lot of you guys prefer other brands, and some of you don't care. And I really have to be honest, I don't care that much, as long as it works. Now what you'll notice with different motherboards is, like, this board is thinner than like a higher end board, maybe a gigabyte or something like that. Or the Design Air is a thicker, just this board right here is thicker. But, you know, we've got all the same functions. Now this does not have built-in Wi-Fi, but we don't need it because we're going to use a Fenby card right here in one of the PCIe's. So you've got all kinds of system headers here for fans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, we've got USB 3 header here, and it looks like another one over here. A bunch of SATAs, which we're not going to use today. 4 memory slots, 2 M.2s. Got a cute little fan right here. We're going to remove that. So we got a fan, and let's see, ports. All right, so we're not going to use it, but there's a HDMI. 2 USB 2s, USB 3s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a USB-C, which is kind of cool. And a LAN, audio. So everything we need to do a really nice Hackintosh. Okay, let's get out this beautiful processor. Wow. She's pricey. We're going to compare it in the benchmarks to my 3900 that we've used a few times. So there it is, guys. Came with a sticker. That's all that's in here. Alright. Now, I've told you before, these have pins on the back of the processor, okay? I'm going to show you. And you just can't touch them. You cannot touch them. Right there. See those pins? They will bend or break so easily, so we have to be sure that when we take the processor out, we're not putting any pressure at all on the pins. Okay, we just lift up our arm on this one and set it in, and it just fell right into place. There's a little dot right here, and that goes right with this other little dot on the socket, but if you look at the socket up here, the logo goes horizontal to that. Okay, so just hold your fingers on it and bring that down. Okay, now we're going to use a water cooler, so I'm going to go ahead and take off these stock brackets. Okay, hold on a second, let me get a screwdriver. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this off. Take these 4 screws out, and we're going to be able to put on our water cooler attachment. Okay, I'll just go ahead and save these in the box. Who knows why, but I'll do it. You know what? We're also going to need standoffs for the 2 M.2s, so I'm going to grab those while I got the box open. There's the bottom plate that comes off with the CPU cooler. I think I'll just put those in here in case Craig wants to use those in the future for anything at all. Okay, so there is 1 screw. Well, isn't that nice of them? They gave us 1 screw for NVMe. Now that really sucks, because on other boards, I know for a fact on Gigabyte and I think Asus both, they give you extra standoffs and extra screws for your NVMe's. And this comes with just 1 screw. So let me see here. Do these come loose? Okay, this one comes loose. Alright, so yeah, I'll be able to put in my NVMe here. Now, this one, okay, they do come loose. But still, guys, they only gave me 1 screw in this baggie, but I'm putting in 2 hard drives. Luckily, I have extra screws. Alright, so we'll do that in a few minutes. Let's get on this this monster cooler, okay? Let's see here. Let me get it out of the box. This thing's crazy big. Big box. Alright, Captain 240 RGB. Version 2. Well, that's nice. Ooh. Okay, so here's our pump. A radiator. But right now I need the brackets for the motherboard. So these are universal. These will work on Intels or Ryzen's. So let's see what's in this bag. See right here, Intel and AMD. Let's see if they make this easy or if I have to look at the instructions. Oh, nice. AMD. Intel. Well, that's good. They label them so you're not completely in the dark. This RGB controller. That's cool. I don't know what all I'm going to need, so I'm just going to get everything out of here. And another badge. Okay, so these are definitely for the radiator. These are for CPU. Okay, let's see here. Let me put these down on the desk. All right. Move this out of the way for now. Okay, so let's see. It says right here 1366. This is AMD, AM4 and AMD. All right, let's see. Turn this over. Yeah, it goes like this. Ah, see how it locks into place? Perfect. So now we'll just put these screws in. 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be tricky. Let's turn it upside down and put these standoffs. That's what holds it against the board. Alright, I get a couple of them started here. So far I like this setup. It's working nice. Now on these standoffs, guys, they have felt on one side. Okay? And I already put one on backwards, so I'm going to fix it. So that felt side goes against your motherboard. Right. Yeah, right there. The felt goes down toward the motherboard. Alright. I'll just tighten them up. Okay. Alright, that works. When you come back here to tighten them down, you got to kind of move them until you get them flush. See how it's flush right now? Okay, then I can tighten it up and get it the way we want it. So I'll just turn these to get them flush. There we go. This one's almost flush. There we go. And that locks them into place, so you can then turn it over and just give them a nice little twist. All right, perfect. Okay, so here's the brackets. And these go on just like this. Okay? And then we have these little thumb screws too for these. One, two. Another one right here. And they only fit one way, so you can't mess up. There we go. Okay, put that one on, and one more. All right. I'm just going to give it a little tightening. Nothing crazy. There we go. All right. So that's on there. Works good. Mounted. Very cool. All right, let's get the NVMEs in here. Well, we've got this broke down like this. Let's get these put in. Now you guys know, you've seen this brand with me a lot, and the reason that I use these is they're a little bit cheaper, quite a bit cheaper than Samsung, and the performance is about equal. So I don't know, I tend to save money on parts. So I've been really happy with this brand. I've never had a failure, and you will save a few dollars. Okay, there's where my standoff goes. It goes right after this little cushion. And I'll just slide it in there and get my one screw. Oh my God, that's very upsetting. All right. Okay, so I'll just put that screw in there to hold this down. Okay, there we go. Pretty, pretty. And let's grab another one, because he wants two. I think we're doing dual boot on this. We're going to do Windows and Hackintosh, so that'll be fun. We'll get it done. Another 1 terabyte. Woo! All right, so this one, you can see right there is where I need my standoff. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. And I got to steal a screw out of another motherboard. Okay, hold on, let me get another screw. And yeah, there we go. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and stick some RAM in here. It's going to go in these, let's see, this second slot, which is A2 and B2. I know, you would think it would start with that one, but it doesn't. And pretty much all motherboards are the same way. So we got some G-Skill here. You guys know I like G-Skill. Got a couple of 16s here. So we got 32 total. And we're going to line it up. So we got to line up that notch with the notch in the motherboard right there. Okay? Pretty simple. Okay, let's slide it down. There it goes. A little snap. I love hearing that. G-Skill and G-Skill. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, it's time. It's time to get out the case. It's time to put in that water cooler. And let's get this thing, let's get this built. Okay, guys, be right back. Okay, guys, here's this beautiful case. So let's go ahead and open up the side glass panel here. Just loosen that up. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. There we go. There's a pull back on that little handle right there. This comes out. This is real glass, guys. So it's tempered glass. So it's not going to be cheap and get scratched up and everything else. Okay, so we need to take out this little panel. It's got a couple thumb screws here, and they're tight. Let me get my screwdriver to put in our radiator, okay? So let's unscrew these. Okay, so there's our tray. All right. Okay, let's mount these fans. Set that over there for a second. Move this case. Let's mount these fans on here, guys. All right, take those out. Gonna need some long screws, so let me get those right here. All right, no biggie. Now let's see, it's gonna sit in here like this, so I'm gonna mount my wires, or mount my fan so my wires are gonna be going out the back of the case. Yeah, I'm gonna do that like this, so I can do some decent cable management. And on this one, I'm gonna do some cable management because it's for a customer. All right, let's put this in here. Got 4 screws for each one. These are kind of like self-tappers, so they go in pretty tight, guys. Let's see here if I'm going to be okay. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's go ahead and get these in. And one more. Number 4. Okay. There we go. All right, let's mount this on its tray. Let's see here. It goes in like that, so we'll mount this tray on here. Got a bunch of screws for this that they give you. So we'll get it started. Okay, getting it in there. All right, perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and take this side panel off, because I will need to make sure I get this in there right. All right. Heavy duty. It's a heavy case. Okay. Ooh, look at the air. That's nice. Okay, let's get this mounted. start over here and kind of get my wires pulled through. And just line up these little tongues right here, and they slide into there. And then you can just tighten down your whole panel right here, the whole assembly. All right, a couple screwdriver turns on that so it doesn't come loose, especially when shipping. Okay, now we'll go ahead and pull some wires through there, and then it's time to get the motherboard mounted in here, guys. Let's get started with that. Okay, let's get started with the case. Now here, right in here, is all the screws. That's cool. Right in one of those trays down there for extra hard drive storage. All right, let's lay this down. Ouch. Okay, so we're gonna need our I/O shield. Let's get that put in. Now this case already has the standoffs in, so we don't have to put in standoffs, they're already there. So let's get that in. It just snaps in, guys. There we go. Very nice. All right, let's grab that motherboard. And it's got 2 case fans in it. Nice big case fans, so we don't need to add any more. And guys, when you're looking at cases, you know, look at things like that. Like, what are you going to pay for case fans? So if you're buying a real cheap case and it only has, you know, no fan or 1 fan or whatever, sometimes it pays to buy a little nicer case and it has more fans in it. All right, got a lot of RGB in this one too. Okay, so wow, that's cool. Comes with a audio splitter cable. Comes with some wire ties. We're gonna need those. Man, it comes with a lot of screws. Okay, wow. What are all these screws for? More fans. Comes with extra case fan screws. Comes with I don't know, another standoff for the back, or another twisty for the back. Comes with this little header for the power if you need an extension. Very nice. These right here I think are going to be for the motherboard. And we'll get these started. Now what's cool about this case is, right here in the center, it has a screw hole and it has a stud that sticks up, so when you get the case in place, it holds the case right there, so you don't have to put any pressure on it or anything. That is a real nice feature. Alright, let's see here. Okay, there are the coarse thread screws right here. And we're gonna need, looks like 9 of them. Get them started with my magnetic tipped screwdriver. That way they don't fall. And I gotta quit drinking caffeine because I got shaky hands. Okay, there's one up there in the front. Okay, now I'm going to take my little bigger screwdriver and just kind of snug them up a little bit because it's being shipped. Okay, all right, let's get that cooler on there. Okay. All right, guys. So here it is. Oh, I got paste all over it. Ah, look at that. That's no good. I'm going to put some more thermal paste on the CPU. I don't like that, because this little thing gets pretty hot, right? Don't have to go crazy, but we need some on here. Okay, now what I would like to do is I would like to put it like this, because then my tubes would kind of be out of the way, but I'm afraid that it's going to hit that fan. Hear that? So I'm going to have to put it like this. It's not going to be as pretty as I would like, but I just don't want to take a chance of it hitting the case fan. So let's go ahead and set this down. There we go. Okay, a little pressure on it. These are kind of, they got springs on them, so once you get them started, they'll suck down onto the board, onto the processor. Very nice. We want to do it back and forth to get even pressure until it stops. Okay, there it is. Now we got a lot of cable management to do on this thing, because there's cables everywhere. So I think that's what we need to do next. So let's see here. There's my pump, and I've got a pump connector. Let's see. There's CPU fan over here. There's a pump header right here. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. Get that started. Right there. And just put this cable out of the way here from the pump. There we go. Okay, now this will tie into my fans and my RGB and all that stuff. So we got to get started with that now. Let's get going with this cable management. Okay guys, so I did some cable management. It's not super pretty, but I think it looks decent, and everything is going to close up just fine. Got my power supply put in, and we're ready to put the graphics card in here. And guess what we're going to do, guys? We're going to do OPENCORE 0.5.8. New version. Can you believe it? Already have another new OPENCORE version. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the latest version on this Ryzen. No sense putting on the older version. Now guys, you don't need to update your OPENCORE just because they come out with a new version, because they come out with a new version, you know, every month. And so what are you going to do? Wait every month till they come out with a new version? So it's just little fixes to make it a little more compatible. It's not like a world-changing event, okay? If you've got a Hackintosh that's running good, just leave it alone. Don't unless you just want to experiment, then go for it. But you don't need to, okay? All right, so this is cute. What is this? Oh, I got a certificate. Got a certificate, guys. Are you kidding me? That's... oh, God. So they make all of this beautiful craziness to put in the instruction manual. Ridiculous. Okay. So here it is. Air Boost. Nice card. Wow, this sucker's heavy. It's a Vega 56. Wow. That is cool. It is good looking. Got 4 ports on it. 2 power connectors. And RGB. That's cool. All right, let's put it in. Okay, so let's take off this guard. All right, and this is my power cable that I put through. That's kind of in the way. The 24 pin's kind of in the way, but we'll be all right. There we go, guys. Nice. Okay, let's see if I can get my cables up here. Yeah, no problem. So we got 2 connectors for this. big boy here. One right there and one right here. There we go. Oh, that'll look a little better like that. Okay, let's put a couple screws in the top of this. Hold it in place. 1 and 2. Okay, then we'll put this cover back on. This is really a nice setup. All right, there we go. Good looking box. Really nice. Really nice. Okay, let's get it powered up and let's get it going with OPENCORE 0.5.8. Okay? All right, guys, let me get it hooked up. Okay, so let's power it up and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's good looking. Really nice. It's got LEDs everywhere. That's pretty, guys. I like it. Nice build. Really nice. Okay, let's see here. See what the BIOS is like here. Okay, cool. So this is a version, let's see here, 1.9/2020. I'm going to see if there's a new version of the BIOS, and I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Okay, everybody, so here we are on this wonderful big old beast. So we've got a Ryzen 3950 on this thing, 32 gigs of RAM, and a Radeon Vega 56 8 gig. So let's run a Geekbench on this. And I have the numbers from the Ryzen, let's see, 3900 right here. So we'll compare it, all right? So let's get started with this. All right, we're coming down to the end of this Geekbench 5. It'll be interesting to see how much faster this is. Okay, let's see. All right, the single score is not that much different, which kind of makes sense. We've got 1348 on a single and 14467 on a multi. Now, the 3900 is 1332 on a single, but only 12,450 on the multi. So that's where this 3950 really kills it. Let's see if we could compare that to anything. I don't think anything is going to be... Yeah, it just kills everything. But let's look at the multi. Hold on. 14.4... Wow. Mac Pro, late 2019, a 16-core Xeon. Okay? Let's just take a peek real quick. We shouldn't do this, but we're going to do it anyways. Apple Mac Pro. Okay, buy a Mac Pro. Now I want the 16-core. Let's see, I want this one, and I want the 16-core processor. All right, there's the 16-core. There's our base price, $8,000. And that's for a Radeon RX 580. This has an upgraded graphics card in it. 32 gig RAM, that's the same. Let's see. $600 if you want to upgrade to a 5700. $600. Okay. All right, so there you go. It's the same speed as this computer for $8,000. Impressive. All right. let's go out of here, guys. Let's do Cinebench. This will be interesting, I would say. Let's go over here. I got it under applications and Cinebench. Okay, let's just run it. Let's see what happens. I'm not running the capture software in the background, so it's not going to affect our results. Whoa, whoa, slow down there. Slow down there, mister. That's going too fast. Okay, the Cine score on the 3900 is 7350, so 7350. Wow, this is crazy. This is nuts. Okay, Cine. Let's see what we end up with here. Here we go. Whoa! 9479. Are you kidding me? 9479. Look at this. Okay, against 7350 on the 3900. What are these processors difference in price? Like, what are they? Let's see here. A Ryzen 3900 is what? Let me just grab Amazon here. That's a 12 core. $439 and a Ryzen 3950. 719 431. Yeah, it's like $300, just under $300. Now, you get 32 threads in this thing, 24 threads here, 16 cores, 12 cores. So, you know, I don't know. If you could afford the $300 more, I think it might be worth it because you're going to be happy with the computer longer, you know, because it's going to last longer because it's super fast. But, you know, it just depends on your budget, guys, you know. But that's really impressive. Love that score. All right. Now, we are going to do this new OpenCore, right? So, let me get my vanilla USB stick that I just made. Now, right up here, you're going to see pop up a link to how to make a vanilla USB bootloader, okay? You go there, you make your USB bootloader, and then you come back here and we make the OpenCore EFI, okay? So let me grab my stick and put it in. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, let me put my USB stick in here. All right. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Would you be interested in me doing a live chat? You know, that way you could ask me any questions you want to ask me about the Hackintosh stuff. You know, we could do it for like an hour or something like that. Live chat on YouTube. Let me know in the description below if you'd want me to do that, okay? I was thinking about that the other day for all you guys that are, you know, trying to get answers to your questions, and I don't have time to answer all the questions in the YouTube comments, which I apologize for, but it's just, there's too many. And with all of the support that I give people during the day and then doing videos in the evening, it's just really hard. But I thought the live chat might be a good solution for you guys to get your questions answered. Okay, so here we go. I got my vanilla Catalina USB stick made. So I'm going to have in the description below, you're going to link to my website, and you guys can download all of this stuff right here, okay? Then you'll have all of the tools you need to make your own USB installer. Now, if you don't want to pay $1 to download my stuff, you could download all this individually from OpenCore's website, because all of these links are on the OpenCore website. So you could download this and you wouldn't have to pay me any money at all. You just got to make sure that you download your kexts that you need, the proper ones for your motherboard. You know, this is for the MSI. This is a X570 Gaming Plus motherboard. So it has, let's see.
The only strange kex it has that might be different than yours, and I don't even have it in here yet, is the Realtek. So I need the Realtek 8111 kext, and you can just go on the web and find it. Let's see, Realtek RTL 8111 kext. Yeah, right here. Okay, this is for the Realtek, so this will work. Okay. So there it is, and I want the release version, so I'm going to grab this one, copy it, and put it into my kext folder. Okay, all right. So what we're going to use first is mount EFI, and what we're doing is we're mounting the EFI partition that is hidden, that is on this USB stick. So we'll right-click and open, and right here, if you look, number 1 is my install macOS Catalina, which is my USB stick. So I'm just going to press 1, put in my password. Okay, and here now is my EFI partition. All right, so what we'll do is we'll start right here with the OPENCORE 0.5.8. This is the newest version. I'm going to go ahead and put my EFI over here. And just grab this folder and put it into here. Okay, and then double click on the folder, double click on OC, and then go under Docs, and I want you to grab Sample plist and put it into here. Okay, we're done with that. Go ahead while we're right here and rename this to config. Okay, config.plist. All right, so while I'm right here, and we were talking about kex, which are kind of like drivers, right? We want to go under here, and you can see there's none in here. So for this particular motherboard, the only thing that's different on most of your newer motherboards is the Realtek, or if you've got an Intel Ethernet, you're going to have a different kex. It just depends on your motherboard. But all of these other ones we're going to need. So I'm going to copy all these and put them into my kex folder for my bootloader for this computer. All right, so we're done with that part. Now we'll go over to drivers, and it has a bunch of drivers in here that, believe it or not, most of these except for OpenRuntime.efi are for legacy computers, older computers. So let's just get rid of these. We're just going to keep the Open Runtime. Okay, move to trash. All right, then what we need is this one, hfsplus.efi, and that's all we need for drivers. Okay, let's go back, and we need to check our ACPI. There's nothing in here, and so we're going to have to go over to the OpenCore website, and we need to build a couple of SSDs. All right, so we're going to go down here. This is a Ryzen, so we're going to go to Zen and ACPI, and right here is where it talks about the SSDs that we need to put into our ACPI folder. So right here it talks about this particular SSDT. It hides the embedded controller and creates a fake one for macOS. It's needed for all Catalina users and recommended for all other versions of macOS. All right, so we're going to grab this one, and then it says that he has also compiled a version for users with ECO. This is the most common device for AMD systems, so we're going to grab this one. Now this one right here, guys, is just a download, so we'll just download it. Okay, and I'm going to grab it and put it on my desktop. All right, the other one we have to compile. All right, and to compile it, we're going to use this little program right here called macASL. Okay, so right click and open this little guy up. Nope, right click and open, and then open. and it takes a second to open up. So while we're waiting on that, we're going to go over here to this web page and click on this SSDT-EC, and this is all of the information that we need to compile this particular AML. All right. Okay, there it is. Sometimes you have to click this program twice to get it to open. So what we want to do is just go up to File and go New, and then we can close out this one, and so we have a blank slate here. And I just want you guys to go clear down here at the bottom and go all the way up to the top. Except I want you to stop right there. Copy and paste it into here. And then simply go to File, Save As, and I'm going to name it the same thing as what they call it. So I'm going to call it SSDT-EC-USBX. All right, and then I'm going to save it to the desktop. And you have to change the format, the file format, to ACPI. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's where it's going to end up. So we'll save it. All right, we're done with that little program. Okay, so here's my empty ACPI folder that is in my EFI, right? So double click on OC, ACPI, and we're going to put both of those SSDT files, copy them, and put them into the ACPI. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, under Tools, I want you to just remove all of this. Okay, move it to the trash. And there's some new folders in this version of OpenCore, and we're going to see what those are for. All right, now what we need to do is build our config.plist for our particular computer. So we're going to use proper tree to do that. So double click on proper tree, right click and open proper tree.command, then go to File, Open, go to our EFI folder, OC, and click on config.plist and open it up. All right, so what we want to do here, we can go ahead and get rid of these little warning lines. It's just telling you some information. You can read that if you'd like. It's good information. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and do an OC snapshot. All right, what OC snapshot does is we just put in all of these all these files. We put in files in the ACPI, we put files in drivers, we put files in Kext, but they're not reflected here in the config.plist. So what we do is we go up to File, OC Snapshot, then click on the EFI partition on the folder and click on OC and then click Choose. And it just injected all of that information that I just talked about. Now, some of these SSDTs, well, on this particular build, only one SSDT is not turned on. So simply go up to File, OC Clean Snapshot, EFI, OC, and click Choose, and it turns that on for you automatically. All right, let's go back to the OpenCore website. This is where all the magic happens, guys. And I like to set it up like this so I can see both screens very easily. So we're done with ACPI. ACPI is right here. So we're going to just scroll on down here to Booter. Okay, and Booter is right here. And what we want to do is move down just a little further to where we see quirks right here. And we want to verify each one of these quirks with our config.plist. Now, yes equals true and no equals false. Okay, so we're going to go down here, avoid runtime defrag. It's already set to true, so we're good. So all of these are no, 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 And if you want to learn more and more and more about OpenCore, read what each one of these does in functions. So we'll go to Enable Safe Mode Slide. Enable Safe Mode Slide. It is true. The next one is supposed to be true, and it is. So we'll go down here. No, 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 no. Provide Custom Slide. Provide Custom Slide is true. Now, Rebuild Apple Memory Map. Rebuild Apple Memory Map needs to be true. So double click and click True. Okay, and then this last one down here at the bottom, Sync Runtime Permissions, needs to be true as well. All right, so we'll go down here, Device Properties. And all of this stuff is fine, guys. So we don't need to worry about device properties on this particular build. Now we come to kernel. All right, and we need to do something pretty big here. This talks about injecting our kex that we already did, but then it also, when you come down here, it talks about a patch that we need to make, a large patch in our config.plist. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and go back over here to Property and click File, Open, and I've already made for you on these files you download a file called Patches. So click on Patches and click Open. Okay? All right. So what we want to do is we want to go here to Kernel, and we want to go down to where it says Patch right here and just highlight this area. Then I want you to right click and remove. Okay? Now go back up to Kernel and highlight Kernel, and I want you to go over here to Patch, highlight, right click, and copy. Go over here, highlight, right click, and paste. Okay? We just injected all of those patches. Okay, now let's go up here, right here to quirks, which is under our kernel. So right here, and here are quirks. We want to verify that all of this information is the same over here. So let's check it out. No, 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 and then dummy power management needs to be true. Okay, so no, 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 and then panic, no kex dump needs to be true. Power timeout needs to be true, and our USB port limit needs to be true. All right, that injects all of our USB ports. Okay, so let's go all the way down here now to miscellaneous, right here. And what we want to do is just verifying this information. Everything here is fine by default until we get to debug. Right here, debug, Apple debug. Let's go ahead and turn this on. And we will turn it on. Disable watchdog. We want to make sure target is set to 6.7. Just enter 6.7, hit enter. All right, and this display level is correct. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we want to go down just a little further to security. Right here, security. Allow NVRAM reset needs to be true. Allow set default needs to be true. Okay, all of these are fine until we get down to vault needs to be optional. And right here, scan policy needs to be 0. Okay, we're almost done, guys. Here's NVRAM right here, NVRAM. And we've got to change our boot args, our boot arguments. So we've got a few missing. So here, these two are in here. So double click on this, put a space between each argument. So we want to grab this debug argument right here. I'm just going to highlight it, copy it, and I'm going to paste it over here. and then put a space between the next one, which is this NPCI. Copy that one and put it into here. Okay, and then we need this ALCID. This is for your sound. We'll paste that into there. All right. Okay, so there we go. Now, if you are using a 5000 series RX graphics card, then you want to add this boot argument right here, this Picora thing here. So you would just copy and paste it right after this ALCID equals 1. You would put a space and then paste it into there. That would take care of all of your issues with the 5000 graphics. We're not using one, so I'm not going to put it in. Okay, right here is the preferred language. Okay, right now it's set to Russian. And right here is English. And you can either type in EN space US:0, or you can type in, or just copy and paste this, which is what I normally do. And then if you have another country you want to use, you click on here, Apple Keyboard Layouts, and it'll take you to a web page where you get your different text for this. So I'm just going to grab this, copy it, and just simply paste it into there and hit enter for English. Okay, so let's go down to platform info and let's verify some things. Okay, now before we get too far down, we want to look up here, right flash. That needs to be true. All right. Okay, now we just want to verify that our system product name is correct. And on Ryzen's, we want to change this to iMac Pro 1,1. All right. So we did that, and that is for Ryzen's. The iMac 19,1 is for your higher end Intel units. So okay, so let's go on down to UEFI. UEFI. And what we want to do is, everything here is fine. All of these are fine. I don't think they made any changes. I'm kind of looking at it here real quick. Okay, so what we want to do is go toward the bottom till we get to quirks. Right down here. And we want to verify that all of this information is correct. And we need to change one. We need to change this one right here. Request boot bar backup. We need to change it to true. Okay, now this is new right here. And we don't need to mess with that right now. So we're good. All right, we are done. Now, what we want to do is go back up here to File and Save. If we don't do that, then everything we did will not take effect. All right, guys, so let's close out of here. And we are ready to go into the BIOS and get this thing set up so we can get the OS installed. All right, let's get into the BIOS. Okay, like on all motherboards, you press the delete key to get into the BIOS and just keep tapping it. All right, and here we go. There we go. All right, so settings. On MSI boards, they're really a lot simpler than some others. If you've got it in this mode, which is the easy mode, we need to be in advanced mode, which is up here at the top. So we can just click on that, and here's where we need to be. And then settings. Okay, and then from here on, I use the arrow keys to go around. It's a lot easier in BIOS, I think, to use the arrow keys. System status, there's nothing for us to change. So we'll go to advanced. All right, we want to make sure that above 4G memory is disabled. Okay? ACPI settings, they're fine by default. Integrated peripherals, we definitely want our LAN controller. And we want AHCI mode, so everything just like you see it here. Network stack is disabled, and our audio controller is enabled. Okay, let's go out of here. USB configuration. We definitely want XHCI handoff enabled and legacy USB support enabled. Super I/O, don't forget this one. We want it disabled. Power management setup. Sleep mode on Ryzen's is typically does not work correctly, and so this isn't going to help us. So we can leave it by default. Windows OS configuration, we definitely have to be on UEFI, not CSM. And then go down here to Secure Boot and make sure that that is disabled and set to standard. Go back. Wake up, we don't need to worry about. These we don't need to worry about. So let's go out of here and go to boot. And we just want to verify that everything is just like you see it here. And everything is fine. So that's it. Ryzen MSIs are really easy. Security we don't need to worry about. So let's save and exit, save changes and reboot. And because I've got another hard drive in here, I'm going to press on MSI. The boot menu is F11. On Gigabyte Asus, it is F12. So F11 on this one. And I want to make sure that I am booting from my USB stick. Okay, so here's my SanDisk. So I'm going to hit enter on that. And you're going to come up to this picker right here. Now, if you don't press something within a few seconds, this thing will take off on its own. So all you do is just hit an arrow key. Up and down arrows, you see how I'm doing that? What we want to choose is install macOS Catalina external. That is our USB stick. So we'll hit enter. We're going to go through a lot of text, guys. And then the next screen we'll see pop up is the formatting screen. And we'll be right back. Okay. It'll get hung up on a couple lines, but nothing real serious with this. It goes pretty quick, especially if you're using a USB 3 USB stick. It goes quickly, quickly, quickly. All right, we're going to wait till we come up here to our format window. All right, fantastic. Okay, so we just go to Disk Utility and click Continue. Do not forget, right here, right here, right here, right here, to click this down arrow to show all devices. Okay, now I can see I've got 2 hard drives in this thing. So I'm going to erase the one that is new and just highlight the drive you want to erase, click Erase, and name it whatever you like. I'm going to call it macOS. And then we want to change format to APFS and leave this on GUID partition map. Now sometimes, guys, this will show up like master boot record and you can't get to APFS. So we have to make sure we're on GUID partition map, then we can get to APFS, okay? And click Erase. That's quick. Okay, exit out of here and simply go up to Install macOS, click Continue. Continue, agree and agree. And we're going to go ahead and select our hard drive. And click Install. And this will take about 4 minutes at the most, 4 or 5 minutes. It'll get down to 2 minutes remaining, and then it's going to reboot on its own. So we want to leave the USB stick in the computer. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're coming down to 3 minutes remaining. When it gets to 2 minutes, it's just going to reboot on its own. And there it goes. Just like we hoped it would. Okay, guys, we're going to come up again. We don't have to really hit anything. We just need to wait till it comes up to that menu again in the top left corner. And I'm going to have my arrow keys ready, up and down arrow keys, because I'm going to stop it so I can show you. Okay, there we go. So when it comes up this first time, you want to pick macOS installer. That is actually the hard drive, but at this point of the installation, that's what it's called. So we'll just hit enter. A lot of text again, but a lot faster this time because we're on the hard drive. And it's going to come up and come up to the Apple logo. It's going to continue the installation, which will take about 12 minutes. There it goes. Always like it when it gets past those lines of text. Okay, so it's going to come up here. Okay, so as you can see right here, it comes up and it says about 27 minutes remaining. No, it doesn't take that long. It takes about 12 minutes to go across this screen, and it's going to go clear to the end, and then it's going to reboot, and we want to leave our stick in there because we got one more time that we have to boot this thing. All right, so when this gets close to the end, I'll come back. I've never seen this one before, guys. It says about 9 minutes remaining, but it's done. And it's going to reboot any second, and it just did. I've never seen that before. That's a weird one. Oh well, whatever. It worked. So we're coming back up for the last time. We can finish this install. And then I'm going to show you how to change your serial numbers. Very important if you're going to use any iServices. Okay, so when it comes up to here, we want to choose our hard drive. So whatever you named your hard drive, that's what we want to choose. And on this one, I named it macOS. So I'll hit enter. And here we go. Okay, so let's choose our country. And somewhere, there's US. Continue. Continue. And right here, you can see my Wi-Fi is working. So I'm just going to go ahead and log into my Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. Then we'll click continue. I don't want to transfer any information, so we'll just continue. I definitely don't want to sign into Apple yet because I haven't changed my serial numbers. Okay, you don't want to get blacklisted, so just set up later and skip. Agree to terms and conditions, and go ahead and name it whatever you want, guys. This is your login name and your password. Okay, continue. All right, then customize settings. I always turn on location services and I turn off analytics and continue. Set up later. Yeah, Siri, I'll leave you enabled, but I'm not going to record anything right now. Continue, and here's where you can choose light or dark mode. Choose dark mode. And once we come up here, guys, we still have a couple things to do before we're finished. First of all, let's tell it what kind of keyboard we have. So we'll click continue, and then just press the key that it's showing you here. So this is my shift key on the left-hand side of my keyboard. So I'm going to hit my Z, that's mine, and that's the shift key on the right-hand side. Mine is the question mark. And then right here it says United States. So for me, I'm done. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to transfer the EFI folder that we have on our hidden EFI partition on this USB stick to our EFI partition on our hard drive. So let's use this little program that we have. Mount EFI, double click, and I'm going to mount both the USB stick and the hard drive. So I'm going to choose number 1, which is the USB, put in my password. Now here's my EFI hidden partition. And now I'm going to press number 3 for my hard drive. And now if I go over here, let me close this out. If I go over here to computer, I'll find my EFI hard drive hidden partition. So I'll double click that. And notice there's nothing in here. So we'll double click on the EFI hidden partition of our USB, grab this folder, and put it right into here. Okay. We're done. Now we don't need our USB stick anymore to boot our computer. Now we're going to change our serial numbers and UUID number. And we're going to use this little program called Gen SM BIOS. So double click, right click, and open gensmbios.command. All right, it's going to come up, and we want to press number 1 and enter. And then enter. Then press number 2. Number 2, it wants to know where the config.plist is. So we'll hit enter. And so we just need to drag and drop the config.plist into here. So it's under here, right? EFI OC config.plist, drag it into here, and then hit enter. Now it knows where it is. Now press number 3. And what it wants to know now is, what is the product name of our Mac? And remember, it is iMac Pro 1,1. We hit enter, and it just comes up here and shows you all of the serial numbers, your serial number, your mainboard serial, and your UUID. We hit enter, and it just injected the serial numbers into the computer. Now, for those to take effect, we have to restart the computer. All right? So that's it, guys. You are done. Craig has a beautiful Ryzen 3950 build right here. This is a beautiful computer, super fast, very good looking case, very good looking box. And guys, I hope you like it. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about it. And we've got a lot of exciting things coming up that I know you guys are going to be interested in. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next video.